field on third down, because if he's on the field only on first and second down, it'll be an
Adrian Peterson, longtime Minnesota Viking, now a member of the New Orleans Saints, Bucky. But here we go, week one, and he's playing his old team.
Playing his old team, so it's a very personal game for Adrian Peterson, but it's not going to come down to Adrian Peterson. It's about Drew Brees taking on Mike Zimmer and the Vikings defense. Can he find a way to exploit some holes in that back end?
All right, it's fun when you study Drew Brees on tape, Bucky, because when things go right, he's unbelievable. And sometimes even when things aren't, still finds a way to make things work. Watch here against the kid Brees, going to read the linebacker here and got to try and throw behind him. He got 3 verticals on the left side. The spacing, not great. We've got Willie Snead running into Fleener. Somehow Brees still finds a way to squeeze that ball into Fleener, the tight end. The spacing bust, it turns into a touchdown. Now, when things are smooth and you keep him protected, it's even a little bit easier for Brees. Watch here. You're going to get a chance to see single high safety look. He knows he's got an isolation. Clean pocket. Brees, not the tallest guy in the world. He always finds lanes, but that's just too easy. Get a little double move here. And the ball is a teardrop drop right in the bucket for a big completion. Now, I know Snead's not going to be there. He's suspended, but there's a lot of other options for Drew Brees to push the ball vertically down the field. You're in trouble. Even if things get a little messy, you might be in trouble, but you can't keep him that close.
You have to find a way to disrupt the rhythm of the pass game if you're the Minnesota Vikings. And one of the ways the Minnesota Vikings do it is by bringing pressure from every angle. Some of the times they will bring double A-gap pressure. They'll put the guys inside. But when you look at the tape, their overload, bluff, and blitz package is outstanding. And what we're going to see against the Green Bay Packers, they're going to overload a side. Here we see on the right hand of the screen, we see about 4 or 5 defenders kind of in close proximity. 4 guys there. See Eric Kendricks in the middle. Watch how the guard has to pay attention because he's thinking someone is coming back through the A-gap, diverts his eyes a little bit, walk down the red carpet to the quarterback for Eric Kendricks. These are the type of tactics that Mike Zimmer will continue to use. He's going to really make your offensive line think, create some sack opportunities. Those sacks can turn into big plays and turnovers. That is what I'm expecting from the Minnesota Vikings.
And one of the things that I love Zimmer does, he'll identify who your weak spot is on the offensive line. He will create space, and he will isolate that play. We saw right there a guard going up against Kendricks. That's not a fair fight when you have that much room.
No, absolutely not a fair fight. And so it's all about the tactics and the personnel. They feel good about their front 7 this year. They are loaded. They're deep. They're talented. And that's about the puppet master creating opportunities. I think that is going to be the difference in this game. I'm going with the Vikings over the Saints.
So you like the Vikings in this one, but we haven't agreed on much so far. Week 1, we do agree on this one. I like the Minnesota Vikings as well. I think defense trumps good offense in this game. Mike Zimmer, great to see him back healthy on the sideline, and I think the Minnesota Vikings, they get a big win here over the Saints and their former running back, Adrian Peterson. All right, for more Move the Sticks videos, go NFL.
Next up, Adrian Peterson will play his former team, the Vikings, in a Saints season opener on Monday night. Peterson played his first 10 years in Minnesota and rushed for over 11,000 yards. Peterson was asked about playing the Vikings and said, quote, "I want to stick it to them." Skip, what do you expect from AP this season?
Shannon Sharp. Yep. I've said this to you before, and now I feel even more strongly about it. I believe Adrian Peterson is going to have a big year in New Orleans, a little bigger year than Marshawn Lynch has as he goes home to Oakland to play for the Raiders. And the irony of this is, anybody who's watched me on television back to the days of cold pizza would know I've been hard on Adrian Peterson. I'm a University of Oklahoma fan by birth, and I was often critical of him at OU because he had way too many 0-yard and -2-yard games because you have to feed him and feed him and feed him. But then the 8th carry will be 65 yards.
Yeah.
And it drove me a little nuts. And I haven't always loved him in pro football, but you can't argue with the results and the numbers.
Right.
And he has played only 20 of the last possible 48 games. So I think you would agree on one point, he's going to be fresh. Whatever he's got left is going to be fresh left, right? Yeah. And he is 32 years of age. And Adrian Peterson in the weight room, back against. Adrian Peterson has as good a chance at running back of beating Father Time as Tom Brady has at quarterback of beating Father Time. If anybody can do it at running back, this young man, and he's still a young man, can. So he winds up in New Orleans at a time that, as we had Drew Brees on at the Super Bowl, what did he tell us? We need to get back to 50-50 run pass the way we were back in 2009 when we won the Super Bowl. I realize Mark Ingram had a career high, 1,043 yards last year. So he's going to demand some carries. And Alvin Kamara, he looks like he's a talented kid, and they kept him on the roster, so he will get some carries. The bulk of the carries will go to Adrian Peterson. Why? Because I believe that Sean Payton loves to show the NFL, watch this. I knew something none of you did. And in this case, he's going to say, I knew that Adrian Peterson had a whole lot left in his tank that nobody else saw. And I'm going to give him the bulk of our carries because he's going to take it back out on the NFL. Now he says he wants to stick it to the Vikings, and you can say, well, but they did all they could to keep it, blah, blah, blah. But he wants to stick it, Adrian Peterson, to the entire NFL. He is going to be driven like you've never seen him driven. And I love his chances with this offense at this point in time. He is in the right place with the right coach and the right quarterback at the right time to have a big bounce back year, the best year anybody's ever had at running back at age 32.
So you said Sean Payton believed that he has a motivated Adrian Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to stick it to the NFL.
Yes, sir.
But you know how he's going to stick it to the NFL? At the price the New Orleans Saints wanted him to play for. That very, very price, plus about $2 million more. He's going to stick it to the NFL. You know what Peterson did? But you know how he's going to play in the NFL? He was nowhere ever going to make $16 million. He wasn't going to make 10. He overplayed his pants, Skip.
Okay, so he was everybody else. Yeah. Sean Payton's saying they were all wrong except for Sean Payton. He stole Adrian Peterson.
Skip. He could have stayed in Minnesota for $3-4 million. Right? He could have went to maybe. Well, it was floated out there. The Patriots wanted. He could have maybe went to Seattle, but he doesn't view himself as a $3-4 million back like an Eddie Lacy plus incentives, plus some of these other guys plus incentives. He sees himself as the best back in football, demanding the top dollar in football. Right. And once he,
do you think he's delusional?
Skip. I demand a lot of things. You know, I want the room with a shower. I didn't get that. I wanted,
Well, you eventually got it. You earned it.
I ain't getting no shower yet. I wasn't in the shower. Colin got a shower. We got to talk.
Oh, you mean a room here with shower? I thought you were growing up.
No. You know, sometimes I just want to make me sleep in an extra 10 minutes. Now you just come over here and shower. Don't worry about what I want to shower over here for. But anyway, Skip, the fact of the matter is, if Adrian Peterson, I feel comfortable. I don't know this. Haven't talked to anyone from Minnesota. I believe he can stay in Minnesota for $8 million. You know, but sometimes, Skip, you get so bullheaded, so stubborn. I will play somewhere else for $4 million, but I won't play for you.
Okay. Would he have been as motivated playing for $8 million, staying home in Minnesota and kind of semi-retiring, if you will?
For me, well, no, he wouldn't. I got it, and Chris Carter, who was on here a lot, said what they did for him. Skip, they knew about the incident with his child. They still paid. The NFL stepped in and intervened and made him go sit down. Okay, they've been more. Not that he didn't deserve it because he's a superstar. But Skip, let's not make it seem like now he was an indentured servant over there. He was the highest paid running back, probably the last 5 to 6 years, Skip? He's been heavily compensated. Yeah. And I get it, Skip. Rejection is hard. But someone's like, Broncos inside, I wanted to play all 14 of my years in Denver. Didn't happen. I went to Baltimore. I wanted to play all the rest of my years in Baltimore. Didn't happen. 10, 2, and 2. Thank you. Gave me an opportunity. Peace out. What? Be mad about what? Get these guys how they harbor these feelings. And I get it, Skip. I mean, you pour your heart and soul, and then you want money. They say, well, you signed the contract because they release you, and the fans look at you like you're selfish. I don't know why you're still not here. You just can't win. And I get it sometimes. But man, look, you just go play hard. Let whatever happens happen. I mean, so what? You just want to stick it to Minnesota? What about the other team? You don't stick it? So I need him to say every week, I want to stick it to them. I want to stick it to Green Bay.
My time around Michael Jordan, greatest player in any sport ever, I often wonder what he was upset about that and that and that. Every week it was something he was upset about that somebody had said that meaningless to me. What was he doing? That motivation was going to just sort of exaggerate it into huge motivation. And I think that's what Adrian's going to do. Well, they didn't want me, they didn't want me, and they didn't want me. I'm going to stick it to them and them and them and them. I'm not saying Adrian's quite Michael Jordan, but there have been years when he's been Jordan-esque as a running back.
Where you and I differ, I just don't see how he gets the carries that he needs. And as you mentioned, he's a guy that may have 10 carries for 30 yards. But the 11th carry, he's going to hit his head on the goalpost for 40. And so now he has 11 for 70 plus. And you're like, wow. I just don't see how he gets the carries with Mark Ingram, who went to the Pro Bowl last year. Alvin Kamara, he started off in Bama. Now, you know Nick Saban don't go get nothing before his 5-star.
I would agree with that.
And
He's
so,
got big talent.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I just don't know if he's going to get the carries. And he's going to need somewhere around, what do you think, 250, 300 carries to be the Adrian Peterson that you think he can be?
I think he's going to come out flying. And I think Sean Payton is going to gravitate to
Well,
that.
Who starts? So who's the first? The first running back on the field with Drew Brees opening series will be
Adrian Peterson.
If I'm Mark Ingram, I'm feeling some kind of.
Well, you should. You should. You got far. But you know what? I've always gotten the feeling, and I'm not close to this, this is from a distance. I've always gotten the feeling that Sean Payton doesn't love Mark Ingram. Like he's not, right?
Because like, hold on, I know that season he had, what was that, 2012, when he went for 2,097?
Who?
Adrian Peterson, he was the league MVP.
Payton should have been, but Adrian got it.
He didn't do that in New Orleans. You look at all what Adrian Peterson's accomplishments, they were purple and gold. All my accomplishments. Remember that little, I don't know what they call it, Corleone or something? What did that symbol called again?
Fleur-de-lis.
Yeah, Fleur-de-lis, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that symbol, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that symbol.
Okay.
So Mark Ingram says, hold on. All my accomplishments had that symbol on the side of my helmet. All his accomplishments had a Viking.
You could just go for the Saints logo.
Yeah, well, I just
Yeah, like
the Corleone. That's
Florida.
Fleur-de-lis.
Fleur-de-lis. Who came up with
Certainly
it?
had juice to Monday night, that's for sure. Are the Red Sox cheaters? Rob Parker answers that question next.
They should be the New Orleans.
Are the Red Sox cheaters? Rob Parker.
Coach, I'm decorated for game day. Decorated? What? Like streamers? Envelopes? Really? Yeah, like I said, I'm decorated. It's a game, not an office party. You got girls, you're good. Trust me. Streamers and balloons. Find your mates this game day. Call the Cruise Hotline, and you can win the opportunity to hang out with Coach on the Summer Cruise weekend.
I wish I could ask you, how was your day? We may say, just you and together feel the
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. It's Popeyes Home, time to stake your claim for Monday Night Football Hall of Fame. Stay out, turn it up when they play it in show. The station might add to our legacy. here in Minneapolis, the Vikings have designated someone to blow the Gallon horn to signal the start of the great battle of the gridiron of tradition since 2007. Here's Vikings legend Randy Moss. He'll be inducted into the Minnesota Vikings Ring of Honor at halftime tonight. Minnesota won the toss and deferred. So New Orleans will receive the opening kickoff from Kai Forbath. Alvin Kamara back deep, the talented rookie out of Tennessee. Trey Edmonds will get the first return of the season for New Orleans, stopped shy of the 20. For his first snap was the same former Viking great Adrian Peterson. And John Brooksley, no reaction from this crowd. I'm excited up here. I don't know what to say, but better be careful if you're the Vikings on defense. If I were Sean Payton, I would fake the ball to Peterson and come out firing, because I know this Viking defense wants a piece of their ex-teammate. Beck moves. Louder than cheers right now as the Saints line up on offense. And they give it to Peterson. Bouncing outside. Still chugging. Carrying his former teammates with him and very close to a first down near the 29-yard line. A powerful run by the 32-year-old. Well, he bounced that to the outside and Sendejo.
You guys know each other? Introduction?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You guys want to say hello?
What's good, bro? I was down with it.
It's the worst Tinder date ever.
I met him at the ESPYs, man. I was a sophomore in college, man, and I was at the ESPYs. I was up for like best athlete, best team. We were up for all that. So I met him coming out the W Hotel. You know what I mean? So that was cool for me.
So, what's your reaction when you find out that they're getting one of the greatest running backs of all time?
Man, it was crazy, man. You know, I knew we was going to end up getting another back. You know, we just had some high tower features. Like, I knew we was going to be pretty much guy, but who would thought that would be, you know,
that guy.
Yeah, this guy, you know, best back in our generation, man. You know, first bound Hall of Famer. I have no respect for him, and so we got more work to do, but hey, man.
So what's the dynamic? Because your job is to keep him off the field. Your job is to take his job from him, and we're all sitting here hanging out. What is that dynamic? You obviously never had to deal with that. You split time before with people and had to, you know, wrestle that away. Not you though. So what's the dynamic? Explain that to people at home how that would possibly work.
How would it work? You know, coming into the situation, I knew what type of role I would be playing. You know, and obviously watching Mark and Sin, his style of play, you know, it was something I wanted to be a part of. They come in and help me. You know, so right now we're going through that process, especially more so for me, because Mark is doing a great job of pointing out different things because he's been in this offense. You know, that's really helping me develop. So when it's time to whoever that's in there, we got to execute our job. It was best for, you know, our team at the moment.
You see, like what I'm talking, the dynamic, right? It's like, hey, my job is to beat him out, but try and get him better. It's the most selfless thing of a selfish position, right?
You know, man, it's just, it is what it is. You know, it's like he's great. I want to be the best, so we're gonna make each other better just through that competition. At the same time, it's my team that we both want to win the Super Bowl. So any small nuances within the offense that he needs, I'm helping with. Any questions I have with football or anything at all, you know, he'll help me with. It's just, you know, that relationship, that respect factor that you have to professionals, man. And, you know, people think like you have like a personal vendetta or nothing, man. This dude's cool as heck, man. He's been nothing but awesome since we've been here. So I'm looking forward to working with him, and you know, we're gonna do this thing the right way.
You know, we've all known for years that he has the most ridiculous handshake in history. Like when you first met him and shook his hand, did you think like, man, this guy's trying to bow up at me all of a sudden?
Yeah, I'm like, listen, I was trying to give him a little dab, you know, but I'm like, man, if I crunch my knuckles, right. I wasn't ready for it, you know. I get that a lot.
Yeah, you get that a lot, yeah.
You know, they say a first impression is everything, so.
It certainly does.
Trying to put a little stain in me a little bit.
So, how surprised were you that you didn't have a lot got more shooters for reserves?
Not surprised. I had more than people knew about, especially the week of the draft. Got a call from a couple different teams that I'm not going to mention.
Saints versus Vikings live.
Wow, okay. Why would they do that? But at the end of the day, I knew I was coming off the injury. I came back like before the week 15, and things just didn't work out as far as like me health wise. So I knew when coming into the free agency that it was going to kind of be a limbo. You know, is he healthy? Is he going to bounce back? So I just kind of just played it cool, sit back, and when opportunities came, and I was able to evaluate, those teams, I made the best decision for me and my family.
I've been around guys, obviously, like an Urlacher who ends, and he's like, I probably want another year. And sometimes when you're such a big name, teams tend to back off. But he was surprised. And I thought the league. And so the same thing, he was going through injuries toward the end. How did you wrestle with that? And I'm sure it doesn't matter. You're still saying, hey, man, I'm AD. Yeah. They're all going to be knocking down my door.
Yeah, that's the mindset that I continue to keep as well. But I didn't let it bother me too much, because it was I understood how teams were possibly viewing, me, being 32, they took that age on there as well, which you know how I feel about that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, what it boils down to, so it was just a good test for me. I always wanted to see what it felt like to be, free agent. Being in Minnesota 10 years and seeing guys rotate out there, So to actually go through that process, it was,
And Ted Ginn Jr. covered to New Orleans, chased out of bounds by Trey Waynes, the third-year corner out of Michigan State. Another quality gain for the Saints, 8 yards. Boy, Sean Payton is using every man on his roster. Look at that sideline sheet. That's about 8 inches bigger than any sideline sheet I've seen Sean Payton use. But all the personnel groupings, multiple formations, and they get in and out of the huddle fast, and Minnesota's on the ropes early. We said that play sheet is bigger because he can't see as well as he used to. He needed a bigger phone. He said, we actually have fewer players. I just need a bigger frame. John Coolman pulled that. Just brought back to the active roster by New Orleans, very close to the first down. And Gene Steratore says it is a first down. The crowd groans a little bit. It was close. But they moved the chains with 4.5 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Tommy Lee Lewis has checked in, number 11 at the bottom of the screen. He is a very creative player. Watch the jet sweeps. Anything can happen. They hand it off straight ahead. Alvin Kamara. He gets driven back by Eric Kendricks, the third-year linebacker out of UCLA. When he comes in the game, they're going to do a lot of different things to try to confuse the Vikings, but Kendricks, that middle linebacker, number 54, making his presence felt. He stuck that way. Great recognition.
Brett Favre and the Minnesota Vikings to take on the New Orleans Saints. The winner goes on to Super Bowl 44. It's the NFC Championship game. Now it's time to play football.
Armstead drills it into the end zone. And the Vikings will start at their 20.